The future of Red Dead Online at times can feel uncertain, troubling, concerning. A lot of words that come to mind when it revolves around this game that we all love so much, because I think most of you that watch my Red Dead Online content and my live streams actually do want Red Dead Online to succeed. But it does seem like the game has been having issues. Some of them have been lingering for up to a year now. The problems that we've gone over time and time again, like the animal spawn issue, the camp not pitching properly, infinite loading screen bug. Whether or not, defensive mode is broken depends on your point of view on that issue. Many other problems persist when it comes to Red Dead Online. Plus, you still have the disconnects and game crashes that are occurring all too frequently. So I asked you guys to give me your honest thoughts regarding the current state and future of Red Dead Online. By the way, thank you so much to everybody that voted in the tab. Over 400 votes. That is awesome. Appreciate that very much. And we're also going to read over your comments for those of you that decide to leave comments as well. So let's start things off with which one got the most votes. In the middle, still have faith in Red Dead Online, but it needs a lot of work. I think this is where I would put myself if I had the opportunity to vote. I guess it would be 420. Okay. But yeah, this is where I would actually put myself, because I still have faith in Red Dead Online. Obviously a beautiful game. It has a lot of potential. And as I've pointed out time and time again, there's probably a barrel full of ideas that can be used by Rockstar to create future content, future roles, other ideas out there that would be great for the future game known as Red Dead Online, if it in fact has a future. Now, almost tied at 17 and 16% is going in both directions. Now, the more positive direction, despite some issues, Red Dead Online will improve and get better. That was probably the second highest vote that the poll had. So 17% of you are not overly optimistic, but still somewhat optimistic. You realize that the game has issues. I think most of us do, but you also feel like Red Dead Online still will get better in both when it comes to the content and to the overall gameplay ability. Now, going in the other direction towards the negative, the plan is uncertain. Red Dead Online might have 1 or 2 years left. So that was 16% of the vote that we got from the poll. So some of you feel like that at best, Rockstar, if they continue down this road, this Planderland, without fixing the major issues that have been plaguing the game for quite a while now, might have a year or two lifespan left. And I really don't want to see that happen. I know most of you feel the same way. But then 12% of you voted, rip Red Dead Online. This game is pretty much done. So there's definitely a growing percentage of the community that's understandably tired of it. They're frustrated with every single patch that comes out, every single update, and a lot of the problems that the game has. They don't go away. They stay around. Rockstar says they fixed the camp issue. We still have a game camp pitch issue. They say that the animal spawns are being fixed. We still have animal spawn issues. Not as bad on PC, but it still persists on PC, but on console it's really bad. These problems are not going away, and there's still plenty of players out there that get constant disconnects to the point that they can't even be bothered to play anymore. And if you don't have animals, and if you don't have the camp, obviously you can't even bother with the trader role. So understandably, I feel like that number is probably starting to go up. Those in the community that are at the point where they feel like that this game is pretty much done. Now, I don't think we're at that point yet, at least I hope not, but I can understand why some people feel that way. And finally, just for the hell of it, I decided to throw kind of a rose-colored glasses option. Everything is awesome. Red Dead Online will be bigger than Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, obviously, I do not believe this. Even if Red Dead Online had no issues and it was, quote-unquote, a success in its own right, I feel like it'll never be as big as Grand Theft Auto Online. But it can still be successful. That I am convinced of. It's just that Grand Theft Auto Online is just an entirely different beast of its own. Okay, so let's read over some comments. Let's see. Duncan says they will abandon it for Grand Theft Auto 6. And let's see. Aldvok, hope I pronounced your name correctly. Basically, I think you guys feel the same way. That once Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out and whatever the sequel is to Grand Theft Auto Online, whether it's Grand Theft Auto Online 2 or maybe a continuation of Grand Theft Auto Online, similar to like an expansion of World of Warcraft, maybe they'll go that route and simply just add a new map, the Grand Theft Auto 6 map, and maybe a graphics update for anyone that gets Grand Theft Auto 6 for future gen, Xbox Series, PS5. That might be the route they go. But yeah, it could go that way, especially if the community for Red Dead Online continues to bleed and Rockstar at the same time is slow to fix the problems that persist in the game. Psycho Hippie says, I hate Rockstar for what they've done to this game, or maybe I should say what they haven't done. It could have been something amazing. Unfortunately, although I still play it, at least for the moment, I do think Red Dead Online is done. So Psycho Hippie represents one of the 12% that's probably continuing to grow. And I feel like if Rockstar, by the spring update, hasn't addressed a lot of these issues that we've been having, I think that number is going to continue to go up. I hope it goes the other way, though. I hope that Psycho Hippie and the other 12% are able to have their mind changed and Rockstar restores our faith. But, yeah, I mean, time is of the essence. Destiny Foxy says, my honest thoughts on this game are I like the game. It still has so much potential. I have fun of it, and bugs haven't been that bad for me. However, Rockstar needs to stop giving crap about Grand Theft Auto Online for once and listen to us Red Dead players and give us what we want. Otherwise, the game will suffer even more than it already has, and that's saying something. And I think that they have different teams that work on Grand Theft Auto Online. So they have a team that's dedicated to Grand Theft Auto Online content. And then they have a separate team that's dedicated to Red Dead Online content. And the reality is, as long as Grand Theft Auto Online is successful, as long as people are still playing Grand Theft Auto Online, by the way, I've been having a good time playing Overtime Rumble. It's one of the few adversary modes I actually like. But, they're going to continue adding content to Grand Theft Auto Online. It's pretty sad that the two updates that came out in December, nearly side by side, one day after the other, the more popular and the more well-received of the two was the casino heist over Moonshiners. So that was a W for GTA. So there's obviously a community that's pretty large around the world that supports Grand Theft Auto Online. And it could easily survive into next gen with Grand Theft Auto 6. So I do think that the hope and the dream is for both games to be successful and for Rockstar to finally resolve the issues or whatever is at the core that's causing these problems, which could be the servers. I'm not a server expert. I know some of you know more about servers than me. Some of you are like, well, it's not technically third-party servers. It's peer-to-peer. And a lot of us feel like Rockstar should have spent the money, invested the capital on dedicated servers. You think they would have done that? Wolf, we'll see. I love this game. I doubt Rockstar will abandon it, even if it's problems. People say they will forget about this game when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, but I highly doubt it. Not everyone plays Grand Theft Auto due to the player base being more toxic and less mature than Red Dead Online community. Well, we have some toxic players too, in all fairness. And keep in mind that the next GTA game online mode could still have problems like Red Dead. Same with how Grand Theft Auto 5 Online was at launch. Hard work with more content got Grand Theft Auto Online where it is today after 6 years. So I highly doubt that they will abandon Red Dead Online when they put a bunch of content in it already, like the Frontier Pursuits and Moonshiners. So this is a very good point that Wolf makes. For those of you that were playing Grand Theft Auto Online, like myself since the beginning, launch October 2013, for the longest amount of time, we hardly had any content. Even when they did small updates in 2014, like the business update, High Life, I'm Not a Hipster, Independence Day Special, it added a few cars, it added additional properties, but nothing really significant until the spring of 2015 when Rockstar finally added the heist update to Grand Theft Auto Online. So basically, Grand Theft Auto Online went on for like a year and a half before it finally got a major update. And I feel like that's something that Red Dead Online desperately needs, its own version of heists. The roles are fine, and I hope that Rockstar continues to add roles to Red Dead Online. But I feel like the game cannot survive simply on the roles. We need more than just roles. And I think Heist is perfect, especially with how far they've come with the Casino Heist update. They could take all that they've learned from the Casino Heist, and yeah, even though there's separate teams for Red Dead Online and Grand Theft Auto Online, obviously they work together. So I could imagine them, taking what they learned from a Casino Heist and using that towards heists in Red Dead Online, like a bank robbery heist, maybe a small bank, then a big bank, or a train robbery, a stagecoach caravan, a riverboat heist. So, yeah, it's still a little early in Red Dead Online's lifespan, and hopefully maybe the spring update will bring out something like really groundbreaking for Red Dead Online besides simply another role. I would say at least 2 roles, maybe 3, similar to Frontier Pursuits. I feel like that's the sweet spot. I feel like just 1 role is not enough, especially if it's a role that players don't really care for. Let's see, Heartless Toaster says, luckily PvP entertains you and I have no issues finding matches, life in free roam. Well, so for PvP players, I'm sure most of you still thoroughly enjoy playing because there's a few Showdown Series modes, elimination modes for you guys to enjoy. So I think the PvP players probably still have a good time, playing against each other, trying to see who's the best when it comes to the mad PvP skills, like Heartless Toaster. I think King Easy in our Discord as well. But for everything else, content-wise, yeah, we need more. And a lot of the PvP players also like the roles. They also want heists. They also want more content to the game. Let's see, Kylo7, to be honest, I don't see them even at all willing to fix Red Dead Online. I say just let it die. Well, Kylo, I sincerely hope that they are going to fix the issues in the game. Rockstar is like a big giant ship, slow to turn, and I'm hoping that they're turning towards a direction that will actually fix the problems that are in the game. We can only hope. Let's see, Mig says, the thing that makes me mad is the fact that I go to character creation menu and it puts me in a infinite loading screen bug. Mig, this is a problem that Archangel and a few others have mentioned, and it's one of many issues that Rockstar needs to seriously fix when it comes to Red Dead Online. Let's see, Eldavo, pretty disappointing that they just abandoned single player for Red Dead Redemption 2. I think Red Dead Online will be abandoned when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. So that's another vote, like 3 so far in the comments section, that say that Grand Theft Auto 6, once that comes out, and whatever the next Grand Theft Auto Online is going to be, it is a possibility, but I sincerely hope not. Dude, man, it's trash. Full-on tonic spam. Let's see, Fresh Mika. I enjoy the game, but it needs private servers, and defensive mode needs to be tweaked. I love being a collector, but I get targeted by griefers often, so I stick to story mode. Once the bugs and griefers are fixed, I will be dedicated since I grew bored of Grand Theft Auto Online. And there's obviously a lot of us in Red Dead Online that simply just want to do our own thing, mind our own business, collecting, trading, moonshining. And there's other players that want to interact with each other and they want to PvP. And that's why I think we need different server types, something for everybody. I feel like the defensive mode, either A, needs to be fixed, or B, maybe scrapped in favor of just giving us different lobby types, like a friendly PvE lobby, like a lobby for the PvP players, etc. But who knows what Rockstar's planning on doing going forward. Nikolai, come on, Arthur. You just need faith in the plan, and we're all in the money. Nice. Let's see, Apollyon. I want Red Dead Online to improve, but it just feels like every time it improves, somehow ends up worse than before, and it's killing my belief that the game is getting anywhere. And it does often feel like that, Apollyon, where we take one step forward and the game often ends up either A, taking a step backwards where it was, especially when it comes to the issues in the game, or worse, sometimes it feels like it goes a step or 2 or 3 backwards. And I sympathize with that opinion because I share it, unfortunately. Let's see, UG Outlaw. Let's see, I want Red Dead Online to be fun and enjoyable. I really do. But there are so many issues to be fixed or patched. I know Grand Theft Auto Online had their issues in the past. And yes, fair point. Grand Theft Auto Online did and still does. but they were fixed quick enough. They seem to be taking their time with Red Dead Online. And I don't know. I feel like they were trying to do something different with Red Dead Online. And to some degree, there was a formula with Grand Theft Auto Online that I think works better than Red Dead Online. Like the way they have the jobs, the missions, the races set up. I like that much better than the way it is in Red Dead Online. And that's one of many issues I have. Like, for example, the persistent posse, I think is trash. I think they should have just poured it over like the MC business and just have it basically just be like a copy paste of the MC business. And don't get me started on horses, right? Most of us have issue with the way the horse system is in the game. Let's see, Simon Yates, Red Dead Online world feels dead without animals. People I usually play with have quit or may not return. I've been playing since the beta, so have I, and I can't stress how disappointed I am about the current state of the game. I can't even bring myself to log on and keep my daily streak going anymore, and that is bad. When somebody just gets to the point where they don't even want to keep that streak going, that's a very bad sign, because it takes a while to get that streak up to the point where you're getting like half a bar of gold per daily. Let's see, I've also stopped playing. I still have faith in Red Dead Online, but it needs a lot of work. Week after week, they do nothing to fix the animal spawns, camp issues, other game-breaking bugs. It's beyond ridiculous. I agree entirely, Simon. Let's see, Maddie says rip. Maybe. I think he's one of the 12%. Let's see, David Williams, 99% of the problems with Red Dead Online are easy to fix by a billion-dollar corporation. Some of the issues were in Grand Theft Auto Online early on. Rockstar has chosen not to fix the game. There are no unique problems in this game. The number one problem is Rockstar refuses point blank to listen to the community or even inform us of any progress like communication. Like most people want to keep playing, but it's almost impossible. There are a lot of games coming in 2020, and it won't be difficult to ditch Red Dead Online for something that works. I will keep going back to single player. Oh, fucking joy, there's story modes. Yeah. Well, I really do disagree with the formula that Rockstar decided on when it came to completely abandoning story DLCs, because they made some fantastic stories in the past. Like for Grand Theft Auto 4, we had some really good ones. Lost in the Damned, Bow to Gay Tony, and then the Undead Nightmare for Red Dead Redemption 2. I really wish they would have continued with story DLCs for Grand Theft Auto 5, and the same thing for Red Dead Redemption 2. That way you would, appease both the Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode community and the Red Dead Online community. And there's some players like myself that want both, right? And transparency has always been a major issue with Rockstar. They've always had difficulty communicating with us. And sometimes they do a better job of it, but it feels like whenever there's problems in the game, like with Grand Theft Auto Online or in this point Red Dead Online, it feels like they just go silent. Now, you hope that they're going silent for good reason, that they're actually seriously coming up with a game plan, a legitimate, bona fide plan to fix these issues that persist despite patch after patch after patch. But I guess we'll find out sooner rather than later. I see Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Let's see, I intend to watch the game for a good while, but I still enjoy it despite its issues. So I think she meant she intends to play the game for a good while, but she still enjoys it despite its issues. And that is the miracle, is despite the issues in the game, I still enjoy playing it. Now, I don't play it religiously every day. Whenever I'm not streaming, a lot of times, I jump on quickly on the PS4, Xbox, and now PC. Triple dipping to try at least knock out one daily, or at least if there's days when there's a few easy dailies to get done really quick in order to get that gold, because I'm a filthy, stinking gold hoarder. That's how I have all that gold, because I just do the daily challenges. I don't even do all of them. I just keep the daily streaks going, and I usually rarely spend my gold on anything. Let's see, Ferrari Taco, I love the game. I just don't like playing with people. So give us solo sessions or invite only, and I'll play the hell out of this game. Yeah, it's unfortunate. As we pointed out before, you have a game, Grand Theft Auto Online, and I know, for the bazillionth time, I'm comparing these two online games. Some of you agree with me on this, some of you don't. But the truth is, it's a good comparison. Whereas Grand Theft Auto Online, October 2016, had a friend lobby, invite lobby, and the public lobby. Why doesn't Red Dead Online have multiple lobby types? I feel like their exercise to get everybody to play in the same lobby together is one of failure. And the defensive mode basically being broken Like we've talked about the past few days with the defensive mode thoughts video, the week before with the server ramp video. I know some people don't have a problem with defensive mode, and that's perfectly fine. If you don't use defensive mode, you do you. But I feel like trying to please everybody is not pleasing anyone. And I agree. I think we need different lobby types. Oh, we got Hank Hill here. Sell you some propane and propane accessories. That is a terrible Hank Hill impersonation. I'm sorry, Hank. They could at least make missions more replayable and not the same bullshit of kill enemies, deliver item to location, these same boring businesses, take this wagon to location, hope you don't run into griefers on the way, trapper business is trash, can't get animals to spawn unless they go all the way across the map for one fucking iguana. Yeah, that is a very valid point, Hank Hill. And like I said, there's no point in doing the trading mission if, two of the issues continue. Lack of animals or lack of a camp. Where Crips takes the camp, who knows? Let's see, Thunderwing Doomslayer. I don't really have much of a desire to go back. Only reason why was my end goal, which was to get to rank 100 to get the clothes I want. Being a little worn out from Grand Theft Auto Online doesn't help if they intend to recycle ideas from that too. Yeah, I mean, I can see them overdoing that on the recycling aspect, but I think a lot of people would very much like to have heists added to Reddit Online. I think they could make heists enjoyable because a lot of people want to rob banks. They want to rob trains and stagecoaches and even riverboats. So I think that they could make heists work. Like I said, with all the hard work they've put into improving heists over the years in Grand Theft Auto Online, most recently the casino heist update. Code Runzi, I was struggling between faith and uncertainty, but faith won. Well, gotta have faith. Let's see, Rosa. Hello, Rosa. Let's see, love the game, but things need to be fixed. I agree 100%. And finally, let's see, Mohane, I doubt it. Grand Theft Auto will be out within 2 or 3 years. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Reddit Online when Grand Theft Auto 6 does come out. And I do think that they're working on Grand Theft Auto 6. Let's go to Discord real quick, see a few comments in the Discord. Some of you left some stuff. Brian says, GB, I love and hate Reddit Online. I hope Rockstar fixes it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are developing a love-hate relationship, just like Erica. It's a love-hate relationship with Reddit Online for the time being. Let's give them another month or so. Things should fall into place. Just have faith. Who's in charge now? Dutch? Let's see. Red says, discovered a feature in your Reddit Online playing. You can only play it during the late hours of the night because in the morning and some afternoons the game goes apeshit. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And Red has been having disconnect issues with Reddit Online since the very beginning, and it's ridiculous. Let's see. Tank, you just need to have faith. Let's see. Archangel, got to keep the faith. Well, keep the faith. That's what we got to do. Hopefully. Just hopefully we can do it. Now let's go over some fun numbers, shall we? And some of these Red brought up, and see Lady Kira in the comment section also brought up. First off, let's check out what's happening on Steam right now. As I checked it out Friday evening, 15,000 people were playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which could also be Red Dead Online on Steam an hour ago, so just over 15,000. So you look at where things started, and you can see that there's been a decline, unfortunately, which could be understandable because we are in a hiatus of new content. The drip feeding really doesn't count. The fact that there are obviously issues in the game is not helping either. And hopefully that number will go back up by the spring update. Now, if we go to this article, which I'm going to link below in the description section, from WCCF Tech, Red Dead Redemption 2 digital sales more than doubled following the Steam release. So this is actually potentially good news, even for players that initially bought Red Dead Redemption 2 for story mode, myself included, because it's a fantastic story. A lot of them are also going to want to get additional value by playing Red Dead Online as well. And interestingly enough, there are a lot of players that did buy Red Dead Redemption 2 just for Red Dead Online. And for those of you that did, you have time right now to go play Red Dead Redemption 2. I highly recommend it. Red Dead Redemption 2 sales have received a significant boost from Steam release. According to SuperData's latest report, the digital games market, Red Dead Redemption 2 sales have more than doubled following this game's Steam release. SuperData highlights show that the game exclusively to Windows and PC prompted many to just wait for the Steam release. Yeah, because you have a lot of people out there that are loyal on PC to Steam. And instead of going through Epic or the Rockstar Games launcher, they decided, you know what? We're just going to wait till December 5th to get our digital copy. Like my friend Shotgun, she did the same thing. Digital unit sales more than doubled from 406,000 in November to 1 million in December. So there have been some obvious sales for Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC. So I do think that there is a Red Dead Online PC community. The problem is the same issue for console. These issues and the fact that we're having to wait for new content courtesy of the spring update. And this other article, this other site, playercounter.com, I don't know how reputable this site is. I guess they are. Once again, shout out to Lady Kira. She posted this in the community, the comment section of, I think, the defensive mode video. I could be wrong about that. Let's see, Red Dead Redemption 2 live player count. Currently, as of the time of recording this video, Friday night, over 700,000 people are playing Red Dead Online. So I guess that number is extrapolated from everywhere, like from Xbox One, PS4, PC, including the 7 and 8 players over on Stadia. Maybe 9. It is a Friday night after all. Just kidding. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot to be concerned about regarding the current state of Red Dead Online. And one thing I do love about this community is, for the most part, I think we're mature. There are a few bad apples, just like in any community. There's some toxicity. There's some griefers. That's the way it's going to be no matter what online game community you happen to be in. But for the most part, I do love this community. And I love this game, flaws and all. And that's one thing that I respect about us. We don't look at our game with rose-colored glasses, unless you're in the 2%. But most of us realize that despite how beautiful this game is, despite how much potential Red Dead Online has, it obviously needs a lot of work. And hopefully, just hopefully, Rockstar is working behind the scenes in order to finally resolve these issues. I know that's based on absolutely nothing except for hopes, dreams, and ice creams, but they gotta see that the numbers are going down. But there's still obviously people playing on a Friday night when there's other games coming out, like some of you have pointed out. The saving grace is Cyberpunk got delayed till September 17th, which is actually the anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Constitution Day in America. So I guess that's a saving grace, because I think there's also going to be an online mode for Cyberpunk. So that might have helped Red Dead Online a little, and Grand Theft Auto Online as well, because I know a lot of people are excited for Cyberpunk 2077, and CD Projekt Red is another fantastic developer out there. Speaking of CD Projekt Red, I know they're not behind the Witcher series on Netflix. I binged it the other day. Henry Cavill, awesome as Geralt. Awesome. Makes me actually want to go back and replay Witcher 3. But anyways, I think that the current state of Red Dead Online could be based similar to where Grand Theft Auto Online was in this timeline. I think Grand Theft Auto Online, in all fairness, was better off. Lesser issues. There was more things to do in Grand Theft Auto Online, even back then, prior to the heist update. So Red Dead Online is a little bit worse off, I think, if you put them side by side, with Red Dead Online being just over a year old. Compare it to when Grand Theft Auto Online was at this point in its lifespan. But at both points, that was the record low when it came to people playing Grand Theft Auto Online, because there wasn't as much in the game and people were patiently waiting for heists. And obviously, we're patiently waiting for something like that in Red Dead Online, more roles, and hopefully Rockstar finally fixing a lot of these major issues that continue to plague the game. And hopefully, just hopefully, there's still some life left to Red Dead Online, because like I've been saying for all this time now, ever since the game launched, back when it was a beta, I fell in love with it, despite how flawed it was back then. So in hindsight, yes, Red Dead Online is much better off now than it was during the beta. Believe me, for those of you that weren't there, trust me, it's better. But it still has problems. And some of those problems, including disconnect, are still around. Needs to be fixed, along with everything else. So I'm hoping that maybe, just maybe, by the spring update, if we have a little bit more faith, maybe by then, maybe by March, or sooner if they put out another patch. Of course, the last patch worked really well, didn't it? But hopefully, just hopefully, whatever content they got planned for March will be fantastic. And maybe by then, we'll finally start to see some real positive changes to Red Dead Online. Anyways, your thoughts, your views and opinions regarding the current state and future of Red Dead Online, as always, welcome below in the comments section.